Spirit of Health KC, Spirit of Health, a total wellness center. And what we have in studio today is Dr. Vaughn Lawrence. I'm going to let you give the intro to Spirit of Health Wellness Center.
Sure. Yeah, we've been around 15 years. We're in Grandview, Missouri, and we're in 3 different buildings, but we have a retail store. That's kind of where it all started. Sell the best vitamins, minerals, over 200 bulk herbs, all organic or wildcrafted, just the best quality supplements that you can find in one place. Our very educated staff. We have a full therapies department where we do ion detox foot baths. We do far infrared sauna. We have a lymph machine. We do neurofeedback and some other things as well. We have a studio called Eden Studio that does Pilates and kids dance classes and all kinds of other fitness related classes. And then, of course, I'm a naturopathic doctor. We do consultations. We help people with chronic illness, Lyme disease, chronic fatigue, bowel issues, neurological conditions. I work with autistic children, just lots of chronic illness, finding out the root cause of why people aren't well and teaching them how to get well, and ultimately showing that God's good. God's a good designer. There's no problem with the design of the human body. It's just that there's things in our world today interfering with how God designed it to function. And you remove those things, and guess what? People get well.
And the difference between going to a supplement superstore versus going to Spirit of Health, by the way, 5901 Main Street, Grandview, Missouri, spiritofhealthkc.com. That's right off of Main Street, right off of Highway 49. You can get there several different directions. Mm-hmm. But what's the difference if I just wanted to go to a big box store and buy my magnesium?
I just did a post on this, and my post on Instagram, you can see this. It was just a couple of days ago. I said, do not buy your supplements from a big box store. Because look up the company. I won't name any names. Look up the company. Look who owns them. And they are owned by Big Pharma. I just looked at one the other day. I was just curious. I just grabbed this thing of supplements, looked at the brand name, looked it up. It was a Japanese pharmaceutical company. So who wants to buy their supplements from pharmaceutical companies? Does that even make sense in today's world? Like, who trusts the pharmaceutical company anymore, right? So, of course, the quality is going to be the worst because they don't care about quality. They care about profit. So please do not buy your supplements just because they're cheap at Costco and Walmart and Target and etc. You need to find something. There's quality companies out there, and they're not found in those big box stores.
That answers the question. All right, we are going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to follow up with Dr. Vaughn Lawrence, Spirit of Health. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a good show. You're going to want to pay attention. We'll be right back.
Come to the Spirit of Health Wellness Center, where we determine the root cause of your health problems. While the medical system treats your symptoms, we treat the cause. The true diagnosis you need to hear are things like Lyme disease, mold toxicity, and heavy metal poisoning. Get real answers, hope, and take charge of your health through our detoxification programs and therapies. Shop over 200 varieties of organic bulk herbs and supplements in-store or online. Go to spiritofhealthkc.com. Spirit of Health, transforming lives through real health solutions. Are you a responsible gun owner looking to elevate your firearms experience? Or a new owner searching for the right gear and guidance? At Free State Gun Company, we're more than just a gun store. We're your trusted partner for quality firearms, accessories, and expert advice on responsible ownership and maintenance. Visit us in person at 16635 Midland Drive or online at www.freestateguncompany.com to find everything you need to enjoy your firearms safely and confidently. Free State Gun Company, your partner in responsible shooting sports.
Okay, guys, no one likes to think about it, but if you provide for your family, you have to get life insurance. If something happens to you, who pays the mortgage, tuition, and other bills? Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance online in as little as 10 minutes. With no medical exam and just a few health questions, with Ethos, you could get up to $3 million in coverage. Some plans as low as $2 a day, billed monthly. Get your free quote today at ethos.com/Jim, ethos.com/Jim. Jim.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Clones, listen up. Not all beef jerky is the same. In fact, there are major differences in quality from one brand to the next. Old Trapper is a better way to snack, chock full of good protein to satisfy your manliest hunger cravings. Every bite is better for you and higher in essential protein than chips, sugar-filled energy bars, and candy. Old Trapper in the Clearview bag is the world's finest jerky, made with only the best ingredients. So ask for Old Trapper by name because no other jerky compares. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with the Platinum Card. Transfer your credit card balance to the Platinum Card within your first 60 days and get a 0% intro APR for 12 months. Our members could save thousands of dollars over the promo period. Visit NavyFederal.org/platinum. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 10.24% to 18% based on credit worthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs. Offer ends 3/31/2026.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Welcome back to This is Kansas City. We are joined in studio with Dr. Vaughn Lawrence from Spirit of Health. They are located right at 5901 Main Street, Grandview, Missouri. I'll never forget the address because that was my old address at high school.
No way.
Yes, it was.
That's so funny.
5901.
What are the chances, huh?
Yeah. So you can call them at 816-492-5648 or spiritofhealthkc.com. Now, before we jump in, Dr. Vaughn, to the show, I want to answer just a couple of questions for the Q&A, because we usually do a Q&A show, but we missed last week.
Right.
So I'm going to throw this out there. This is a question that people text in. And by the way, did I give you that number? 913-303-0550 if you'd like to text the show while we're on the air. I'm having very hard time of falling asleep. Mm-hmm. How do I fall asleep? The question is, I lay there for hours.
Wow. Okay. Well, hours isn't good. I will say two things I found to be the crucial things for helping people fall asleep. Because I always ask people, are you having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? So if you're having trouble falling asleep, I think the most important thing is melatonin. Okay, melatonin is what your body naturally produces to help you go to sleep. So what can you do about that? Well, really, the best thing you can do about that is actually get sunshine during the day. If you get sunshine in the morning when you wake up, if you get some sunshine during the day, the best would actually be to take an evening walk as the sun is going down. That actually is what triggers the melatonin production. And a lot of people don't have adequate melatonin production because of, being indoor too much, the fake lights, the screens, all that. So I think melatonin's a big deal. So if you can't get outside and get in the sun, well, then take melatonin. There's nothing wrong with taking melatonin. There's this whole myth. I think it's a myth that people get dependent on it. I've never seen that to be true. So
it's in milk, right?
I don't.
I mean, it's in turkey.
I think, well, you're thinking of tryptophan.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's something different. But melatonin is something your body naturally produces. There's not really food sources of melatonin. There is one natural one that comes from rice. Rice does actually have some melatonin. That's the only thing I know of that has melatonin. But take melatonin. No big deal. Take some melatonin if it helps you fall asleep. Number two, people's brains don't turn off. They're going a million miles an hour, right?
Right.
So we're chronically magnesium deficient. So the best thing to slow down the body, slow down the nerves, slow down the brain, I think, is magnesium. Specifically, there's a magnesium called magnesium L-threonate. That type of magnesium will get into the brain, get past the blood-brain barrier, and calm the brain. So buy magnesium L-threonate before bed for sleep specifically. Might not be the best magnesium to take just to like replenish magnesium every day. But I do like magnesium L-threonate for that purpose. I use what's it called? Purely Min Magnesium by North American Urban Spice. That's the one that has the magnesium L-threonate in it. Or you can just find magnesium L-threonate. We sell it by itself too. So those would be the two things. Take melatonin before bed, take magnesium before bed, specifically the magnesium L-threonate, and that should definitely help you fall asleep. And if it doesn't, just increase a little bit. Like,
and do they
take
get
a little
that
bit more.
at your shop, or I mean, they don't go to their local pharmacy and buy melatonin, do they?
No, I mean, we health food stores. We sell melatonin. We sell a plant-based one, and then the magnesium. I would recommend to get it from a good store.
And you take them both at night.
At night before bed. Yep.
Okay, at night before bed,
Yep.
and that'll help you fall asleep.
Absolutely. Some people might need more than others. Just play with the dosages, but it works.
Another question, and I know there's probably not a good answer for it, and I just want to bring it out there, but it's with the constant temperature changes up and down. I mean, we're 30 degrees, we're 60 degrees.
Right.
Where it's going up and down, and with the barometric pressure change, it makes people that are older have aches and pains all over their body.
Right.
Some people even get nauseated.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something that can mitigate? I don't know. I'm just asking. That was the question.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, it's pretty common. It's really stagnation, blood flow problems. So, you think about, like, let's just state the obvious. If it's cold, that's constricting, right? Heat in summertime is expansive. So when it's hot out and things are flowing and circulating, we don't necessarily feel that. In the wintertime, things are contracting. And so when you have this constant contraction, expansion, you're going to feel it in your joints. Now, not everybody feels that. Why do some people feel that more than others? Well, it really comes down to the amount of toxins and poisons and stagnation of fluids you have in your joints. So the more infection or bacteria or acids or different toxin deposits you might have in your joints, you absolutely will feel those more in the winter, especially when it gets cold versus in the summer when it's hot and your blood flow's, moving. So what can you do? Of course, you can, cleanse. I'm a big fan of cleansing. We don't have time to talk about all what you do, but like a kidney cleanse or lymphatic system cleanse or change your diet, something to get some of those toxins out of your joints, because that's really the problem. But the immediate thing you would do, anything to get warm, get in a far infrared sauna, take a hot shower, do hot yoga, anything that increases heat and circulation and blood flow. Supplement wise, what would that be? Ginger, right? Cayenne, turmeric, all of those herbs that bring heat and bring blood flow and circulation will help mitigate that condition and those symptoms.
So it's not necessarily arthritis.
No. Well, what is arthritis? What is arthritis?
Inflammation
of the joints. It's just the Greek for arthritis.
But what about
inflammation
your
in the
product
joints.
that I take?
Dodicin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more of an anti-inflammatory pain reliever. That would help too. But it has turmeric in it. It has some things in it for blood flow.
It brings down the swelling.
Yeah, that would help. But I would think more heat and circulation and blood flow, more than just anti-inflammatory. Okay,
let me ask you one last quick question, and then we're going to get to our regular show. This is just a curious question from me. You were talking about the sun, get out there, do some walking. And
right.
It's going to be nice, so we can all do that
in February. It's going to be like 50s.
It's 60s.
It's amazing.
On Sunday.
Crazy.
So you can get out there and you can do some walking around. But for the days that it's not, and we do have winter still, so don't be fooled.
Not in Kansas City. You never know.
No, you never know. I've seen it ice in April.
Right.
So, but do the sun lamps, the ultraviolet sun lamps, are those effective in creating melatonin? I don't know.
To some extent, nothing's going to work like the sun's going to work. You know, that's what God gave us. That's what God's design in. He designed us in a garden to be outside in nature, right? He never designed us to be in buildings with drywall. Like, that's just a man-made thing. So you're never going to replace the sun. But in the wintertime, if you can't get outside and you want to get those sun lamps, they can definitely help with mood and depression.
The ultraviolet.
The ultraviolet. It's going to help with a little bit with some melatonin production, but nothing like what the sun would do.
Okay.
So get out in the sun as soon as you can.
Get out in the sun. Okay.
We are designed for the sun. We should not be scared of the sun.
All right. Now, we're going to get on to our show. So I've answered a couple of those questions, and you keep sending your questions in to thisiskansascity.com. But today we're going to focus this show, and I know a lot of you might,
not be believers.
Well, quench a little bit.
Right.
But we're talking about a big problem that exists in the world today.
Right.
And it affects millions upon millions of people.
Hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions,
yes.
And they don't know it.
Correct.
And we're talking about parasites.
Right.
Tell me.
Where do we start?
So here's what I was thinking. When if I learn about parasites or something like that, when I see movies or science movies and stuff like that, it's like the big tapeworms and the big things that you eat with exposed food, and you develop
like sushi, raw food, right? Yeah,
and you develop a parasite. Is that true?
Yes, yeah. I mean, everybody encounters them. Part of the problem, if I would just start here, honestly, part of the problem is our modern medical system. It's really the biggest problem, because for thousands of years, everybody knew about parasites. Everybody did parasite cleanses. It was normal to do parasite cleanses. You would do it at least once or twice a year. You do it with your whole family. You do it with your animals. Like, that was 100% normal.
When was that?
All of human history until the 1900s.
Okay.
When modern medicine came out, they're like, that's not really a thing. You don't need to do that anymore. But I don't know. I don't know how it changed, but it changed.
Okay.
And we went from it being normal to do parasite cleanses to all of a sudden, well, that's not really a problem here, and that's a third world problem, and that only happens in underdeveloped third world countries where everything's dirty. And it's just not true. Everybody encounters parasites. Dogs, cats, any type of animal, food, undercooked food, raw food. You travel overseas, you get sick, you drink the water in wherever, Mexico, Philippines, who cares, wherever. Anytime you travel, if you own any pets, if you've ever eaten sushi or raw food, I mean, everybody has been exposed to parasites. And if you were to ask me, like, I'll just ask myself the question, right? Hey, Vaughn, in 15 years as a naturopathic doctor and having seen over 10,000 people, what's the number one problem and what's the number one thing you've seen help the most people, regardless of the name of their condition? I don't care if it's MS or cancer or autism or diabetes. Parasites. Now, I'm not saying that's the only problem. I'm not saying that's everyone's problem. Now, I am in a group with a bunch of doctors who treat patients with MS and ALS, and we all believe MS is parasites in the brain. That's a conclusive belief by a group of doctors who study MS. So,
how do parasites break the blood barrier of the brain?
Well, because they're living creatures, and we're talking about
Okay.
We're talking about protozoan parasites, right? They're microscopic.
Okay, explain that.
Okay, so you got two main classifications of parasites. And again, most everybody's going to have this problem. Anybody who comes in my door and you're like, I'm sick with XYZ and I need help, I'm going to put you on a parasite cleanse. And 4 out of 5 people will have a parasite problem. I will have that 1 out of 5, and they do the parasite cleanse and like, I didn't see anything. I didn't feel anything. I don't think there's any. Okay, great. Like, we'll move on. We'll work on other things. But almost 80% plus of people do have a parasite problem, whether they realize it or not, especially if you're sick. Okay. So there's 2 main classifications of parasites. You have what most people think of when they think of parasites. That category is called helminths. Okay, helminths.
Helminths?
Helminths. Helminths are the big parasites.
All right.
This is your roundworm and your hookworm and your tapeworm, your flukes, which can be like the size of a dime, and they can look like undigested food or tomato skins.
Oh, my God.
You'll see whole toilet bowls full of them come out of people. Okay, so that's the helminths. That's the bigger parasites. That's what we think of. But then we also have what are called protozoan parasites. Okay, protozoan parasites are the small microscopic parasites. You're not going to see them. They're mainly in your blood and in your tissues. Think of like malaria, or if you've heard of giardia, or some of these amoebas, or, these are these tiny microscopic protozoan parasites. And you can check for them. I do stool samples. I do blood work. There's a marker in blood called eosinophils. Eosinophils, if it's high, I just had a gal yesterday. Eosinophils were 7. The range is 0 to 3.
What does that mean? Tell me that again.
Eosinophils is a white blood cell.
It's a white blood, okay.
And that body creates that white blood cell to kill parasites in the blood.
Oh. So if you have a low white blood cell count, you're more susceptible to parasites.
Yes. If your immune system's down, you're absolutely more susceptible to parasites. There's no doubt. But eosinophils is a way to check to see if you have an abnormal amount of parasitic activity, because your eosinophils are going to increase if you're fighting parasites in your blood.
And how do you get the parasites in your blood? I mean,
same ways.
Is it same food?
Yeah, unclean water, uncooked food, putting your hands in your mouth. Think about kids. They're always sticking stuff in their mouth,
You can get it by putting things in your mouth?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, cats are the worst. I mean, so God bless all you cat lovers out there. I'm not against cats, but cats are the worst when it comes to parasites and cleanliness. And I'm sure you've heard of this. Have you heard this? Tell me. Have you heard a pregnant woman should never touch kitty litter or change a kitty litter box?
I have not heard
You've not heard that. Okay. It's a pretty common thing. If you're pregnant, don't change kitty litter.
What? Is that because
parasites?
They lick themselves, or they're a carrier?
No, they're a carrier. It's in the poop. And then think about how many people love their pets and their pets are licking them in the face.
I know.
Right? Dogs eat their own poop and then they lick you in the face. I'm sorry to be gross, but this is real, you guys. And this is the reason this is important is you might be listening to this and you might be sick, and this is why, and you don't know it. This is a big deal.
I know. I mean, I totally agree with you, and I know it exists. But, some of the questions, okay, the protozoa and the big, whatever.
Helminths. Yeah, that's roundworms, tapeworms, flukes.
I've seen tapeworms before. That's the grossest thing I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get graphic about it, not on the radio, but that is disgusting. When they get that out of your body.
Because they can be 6 foot long, but they can they can be 20 foot long. I know, it's insane. And then you kill them, and I see them come out of people, not like that. They come out usually in segments. And they look like clear, translucent, flat segments coming out of people. And then you can also see the seeds. Little tiny, looks like a little sesame seed. Thousands of them come out of people. Now, if you want to know why parasites are a problem, guess what happens when they get inside of your body? They lay eggs.
Are you serious?
There are parasites that will lay 100,000, listen to this, 100,000 eggs a day. And people wonder why they're sick.
I don't think I'm eating tonight.
Yeah, exactly. No, make sure you cook your food. How about that?
I always cook my food. I do like sushi, but I never eat anything raw.
Well, we're all going to encounter them, and this is why it's just important to be healthy, stay healthy, live a healthy lifestyle, exercise, eat clean foods, drink plenty of water. You don't freak out. You don't live your life like hiding from everything and never touching anything. And you can't be weird about it. You can't be a germ freak. I would be smart about not touching dog poop and cat poop, or not eating sushi or, certain raw foods. But in general, okay. So sushi, what do they serve with sushi? Every time.
Right.
The spicy.
Yes.
What do they call it? Wasabi.
It's wasabi.
Why do they serve wasabi? Wasabi. Yeah, the Budweiser commercial. What do they serve? Why do they serve wasabi with raw fish?
So you can disguise the taste.
So you can kill the parasites.
I see. I see. It's kind of like, yeah.
Eat the parasites, kill the parasites with the wasabi.
That makes sense.
I know.
I love wasabi.
Yeah. So this is real stuff, and this is why people are sick. And people need to hear about it, and they need to either get checked out, see if you have parasites, which there's a couple different ways you can test for it, or just like come to my store. We've been, specializing in parasite cleansing for, 15 years. We have children's parasite cleanses. We have adult parasite cleanses. We have a beginner cleanse. We have an advanced cleanse. We have all kinds of parasite stuff.
Now, just a couple of quick questions here to clarify. You mentioned the two parasites, right?
The
helminth
categories.
and the categories.
The main categories, yep.
But is head lice a parasite? I mean, you've got like body lice and head lice, and is that or a tick? Is that considered a parasite?
Okay, let's define it.
Okay.
Parasite means to dine at another table. To dine at in the Greek, parasite, that word means to dine at another's table. Okay. Is lice living off of you and dining at your table?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Is a tick living off of you and dining at your table?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. They're all parasites.
They're all parasites.
If it gets in your body and it's living off of you as the host, in other words, you're feeding it through the food you're eating, or by it eating your blood, or by consuming something in your body. And you know what protozoa and parasites do in your body? They eat your iron out of your hemoglobin. I did a bunch of posts on this. I did a post that went totally viral because the post said, if you're anemic, stop taking iron. And that freaked people out. The problem is people are anemic because they have parasites. The parasites are consuming the iron out of their hemoglobin, and people are taking iron and they're feeding the parasites. I have a friend who works with cancer patients. He never, ever, ever gives them iron because he knows he's feeding infectious disease that's probably in their blood, because not just parasites, but there's other creatures and organisms that eat iron as well.
When you get deficient in iron, what happens to your body? How do you know? What do you feel?
Fatigue. Fatigue's the big one.
You're very tired.
Yeah, that's the oxygen carrier, to your red blood cells. So that's, you're going to be tired if you're anemic. There's a lot of reasons you're going to be anemic. I'm just mentioning one big one that is overlooked, and medical doctors are never trained on this stuff. You're anemic, take this iron, which is the totally wrong form anyway. They have no idea why people are anemic.
And even if you're not anemic, you can, if you get parasites, you can have that deficiency, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just one. Parasites dine. My whole point, the reason I even brought that up, is parasites means to dine at another table.
Right.
They are living off of you as the host. They're consuming
anything that's feeding off of you.
Yeah, they're consuming your iron. They're consuming the sugars that you eat. They're
your
consuming
hair, your skin,
your carbs. Yeah, they're consuming our skin. They're living off of us. That's why it's gross, but it's real, and we have to address it if we're going to address the chronic illness problem or the chronic disease epidemic that's in our country right now. Because who's addressing the chronic disease epidemic in our country? It's the worst it's ever been. Modern medicine has done zilch to help people get more healthy. Nothing.
And on that note, we're going to figure out how to get more healthy right after this break on This is Kansas City. We'll be right back after these messages.
Come to the Spirit of Health Wellness Center, where we determine the root cause of your health problems. While the medical system treats your symptoms, we treat the cause. The true diagnosis you need to hear are things like Lyme disease, mold toxicity, and heavy metal poisoning. Get real answers, hope, and take charge of your health through our detoxification programs and therapies. Shop over 200 varieties of organic bulk herbs and supplements in-store or online. Go to spiritofhealthkc.com. Spirit of Health, transforming lives through real health solutions.
Rising prices make it tough to run a business today, so if you're tired of spending so much money on credit card processing and wondered what happened to customer service, check out Evolved KC's point of sale solutions. They're available for restaurants and retail, and they turn daunting operations into a simple, streamlined process with local in-person customer service. You'll find them in Overland Park, and they're a local family business. Go to goevolvedkc.com. That's goevolvedkc.com. Time to start saving money with Evolved KC, your partner in today's business world.
Jayhawk fans, the ultimate home for college basketball is the all-new KansasNation.com. This week on the Jayhawker, Nate Bukaty goes deep with Kansas AD Travis Goff and Kansas legend and NBA champion Paul Pierce. Don't miss Eric Chenoweth's conversation with Brian Haney on Haney and the Hawks. And join Tyshawn Taylor with fellow Jayhawk guests Mario Little and Thomas Robinson. It's your team, your voice, and your legends. Catch every episode and all the latest at KansasNation.com.
Is there such a thing as healthy desserts? Balanced Bakes brings you cupcakes that taste like a treat but are low glycemic index, gluten-free, and made for real-life cravings. And whether you're managing diabetes, eating low carb, or just tired of the dreaded sugar crash, these desserts won't spike your blood sugar, but they'll definitely lift your mood. Crafted in Kansas City by local bakers. Order today and get your dessert shipped straight to your door. Go to balancedbakes.com. That's balancedbakes.com.
Turn your weekends into winnings at Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway. Grab your friends and you could win pin slot play every Friday night with the return of Friends with Benefits. Saturday nights, you could break your way up to $1,000 pin slot play with the Broken Hearts drawing. From the first spin to the final hand, weekends hit different at Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
When's the last time you made it down to the beach to have the perfect seafood dinner? Come on down to Hook and Reel. Just 15 minutes outside of downtown in Overland Park. We'll take good care of you. We've got the freshest seafood in Kansas City. From crab legs to shrimp to fresh mussels and clams or some fresh shucked oysters. You can't make it to the beach for dinner? Come on down to Hook and Reel. 119th and Metcalf. 913-787-3660. Hookandreel.com.
Welcome back to This is Kansas City. We are joined in studio with Dr. Vaughn Lawrence from Spirit of Health. They're located at 5901 Main Street in Grandview, Missouri, right off of Highway 49 and right on Main Street. So you can get there in different directions, whichever way you're going. It's spiritofhealthkc.com if you're looking for any of these kind of things we're talking about today. And it might be uncomfortable to listen to some of these things, but it's true. Mm-hmm. And nobody's talking about it.
True.
And they need to, because this could be the total changer in people's lives if they would just recognize.
Yes.
And the doctors only give you, medical doctors will just give you medicine to, subside the nausea or the vomit or whatever's going on with your symptoms.
Yeah, they mostly deny
the symptoms.
They mostly deny that parasites is even a problem in America. That's the biggest problem.
And they should. I mean, there's so many out there.
Yeah.
Now, when there's a lot of noise going around parasites and cleansings on social media.
Because it's popular.
It's popular.
Yeah.
So social media, these are kind of social media myths.
Okay.
And I want to get your opinion
on
what these myths are. What are your top 3 concerns about parasite cleansing frequently promoted on social media?
That's a good question. I do think, okay, wow, how do I answer that? Can a normal everyday person just walk into a health food store and do a parasite cleanse? Yes. However, if you are very sick, if you're chronically ill, it is good to have guidance with a practitioner. I mean, that's what I do. I treat everybody as an individual, and everybody is at a different place as far as their health concerns go.
Of course.
What type of parasites do they have? How long do they need to parasite cleanse? What herbs should we use? Et cetera, et cetera. So if you're going to do it, we have beginner versions. We have a beginner children's. We have a beginner adult. Then we have an advanced children's and advanced adult. So if you're going to walk in like our store, do the beginner cleanse first, right? Get through that, then get the advanced one. Don't jump right to the advanced one. Why? Well, if you kill parasites, they are toxic poisons to the human body. You kill those organisms, it dumps and releases all those poisons into your bloodstream. You can get very, very sick. Now, this might be an extreme reaction, but I've had people where their entire face swells up. I've had people break out in rashes. I've had people get horribly nauseous or get migraine headaches. And the reason that happens is they have a parasite problem and they're killing parasites, but they have to have proper drainage. So that means bowel movements. They have to have a way to clear the parasites or the toxins and the poisons out. So it's important for people to know that when they do a parasite cleanse, they're not having some I'm having I hear this all the time. I had an allergic reaction to a parasite cleanse. No, you didn't. You have a parasite problem. Because if a person who didn't have parasites took that exact same cleanse, nothing would happen and they would feel nothing. Those herbs are not allergenic herbs. They're not something anybody would commonly be allergic to. You're only going to have a reaction because it's working and it's killing parasites. The question is which cleanse do you need? What dosage do you need to take? Do you need to go slower? Do you need to go faster? So again, yes, you can walk into a store, get a parasite cleanse, but some people I do feel need some guidance.
So what that means is that you have to be diligent on what kind of product you're going to get in the beginning so that you can make the proper choice. Yeah, you don't want to walk into a big box store and buy one of these things.
Yeah, I don't think they even have parasite cleanses, honestly, in these box stores. You can buy just like black walnut. You can buy like a single herb or something, but you're not going to find like a parasite cleanse, that's why we created the parasite cleanses, because that's what people really need.
Okay, so that brings me to my second point here. Do herbs, oils, and I'm reading this, not my words, do herbs, oils, and supplements like clove and papaya seed actually eliminate parasite worms?
100% yes.
Really?
100% yes. So let me share this. This just popped in my brain. What's really popular right now post-COVID? Ivermectin.
Okay, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Ivermectin.
Yes.
Okay. Stop taking ivermectin. Okay, I'm just going to say it. The problem is something gets popular and it's working for people and they just start taking it blindly. Okay, ivermectin is still a pharmaceutical drug. It's extremely toxic to the liver, which I've seen blood work on people who are taking ivermectin. It's not good. It's destructive to the liver. It's linked to infertility. And here's actually, I think, the biggest problem with it is it only treats one classification of parasites. It does not treat protozoan parasites. It does not treat flukes. It only treats certain types of parasites. So it's only going to have a minimal effect on the body. And here everybody's just taking this drug because it's popular. So I think that's people need to be educated. Okay. The reason I say all that is because herbs that God created, you don't have that problem. Okay? Black walnut and wormwood and clove.
Papaya seed?
Papaya seeds too. But artemisia, which is wormwood, black walnut, the green black walnut hulls, and clove. Those three herbs have been killing parasites for 7,000 plus years since humans have existed. Okay? Because humans have existed for about 7,000 years, not millions and millions. Just to set the record, just to set the record straight on that.
Okay, all right.
But parasites are a problem, and the herbs God gave us kill all types of parasites, all classifications of parasites. Now, some herbs are better at protozoan parasites. There are certain herbs that are good for, tapeworms specifically, like pumpkin seeds. So there are specific ones that work better for certain types of parasites. But number one, herbs kill all types of parasites, not just selective ones like an ivermectin or a fenbendazole. Two, you don't have the negative side effects. Herbs aren't toxic to the body. Herbs are medicine that God created for the body. So you can take pretty large dosages of black walnut, wormwood. You might start slow and work your way up.
How do you get that stuff?
Well, we have all that at our store.
Oh, it's like a pill or a herb?
No, both. So pills, I do pills and liquids, but primarily pills if I'm working on helminths, which are the worms in the intestines. But protozoa and parasites, I treat only with liquids. So think about it. Protozoa and parasites, they're systemic, which means they're throughout the whole body. They're in the bloodstream. They're in the lymphatic system. So how do you kill parasites in your blood? Is you have to use liquids for that. So I will use herbal tinctures, the black walnut, the wormwood, the clove, in liquid form for the protozoan parasites. I will use a combination of liquids, but more of the capsules for the intestinal parasites. And so what was the original question?
The herbs and oils.
Yes,
and
so herbs and oils.
supplements.
Yeah. So yeah, they absolutely work. That's what we've used for thousands of years. We don't need pharmaceutical drugs to kill parasites. Again, I'm not against it short term. I know people have benefited, and people have even said their cancer's reversed and all these things from ivermectin. That's great, but you're not going to find something made by man without negative side effects that's going to have a limited benefit. You're not going to find something man-made that's better than what God has given us since the beginning.
And how often do you see, we have to go to a break here pretty quick, but no, we got 3 minutes. How often do you see patients that have come into you and said, I've been misdiagnosed, I don't know what's wrong.
All the time.
I can't stop whatever the problem is.
Well, it's not even that they've been misdiagnosed. It's that they've been...
Well, they've gone to a doctor.
They've been maybe properly diagnosed, but that name tells them nothing about the problem. Like if you have MS,
right?
Okay, what's your problem? If you have chronic fatigue syndrome, okay, what's your problem? Right?
Right.
If you have autism, okay, what's the problem? Like you have a diagnosis, but you still have zero answers. That's why people come see me.
But okay.
They're looking for the answers, right?
I get that. So they should come and see your staff. And by the way, I know that you should go into the store, Spirit of Health, at 5901 Main Street in Grandview, Missouri. You should go into the store if you have questions about which product to get.
Yes.
But you can also buy all these products online.
Correct. We have a whole section of herbal parasite cleanses and stuff on our website.
But if you don't know, can you call?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Call. Our staff would be happy to answer all of those questions.
816-492-5648. So all the time that kind of stuff happens. And it's just... I don't think enough people talk about this subject.
No, we need to.
We definitely need to.
Yeah, we need to keep talking about it.
How many people do you think are affected by parasites now?
I said earlier...
Well,
this is just my clinical experience. Again, having seen, 10+ thousand people over 15 years. I say that all the time. 80+%.
Really?
Yep. 4 out of 5 people, when we do a parasite cleanse, we're hitting on something and they're getting better.
How okay. I gotta ask you this. Because I know people are gonna ask, how do you know if you have a parasite or you just go in and get the cleanse?
Okay. So people on the radio can't hear this, but this is my joke. This is the test. What am I doing?
You're feeling your pulse in your neck.
I'm touching my pulse on my neck. So if you have a pulse,
yes,
you probably have parasites.
Oh my gosh.
That's the joke, right? Now, you can check your blood work and check for eosinophils. You can check a stool sample and check for parasites or check for a marker, what I call eosinophil protein X, which is eosinophilic activity in your gut, in
which
your bowels.
You can do on blood tests.
No, that's a stool test.
That's a stool test.
Yeah,
okay.
So you can check for eosinophils in blood, eosinophils in stool, and you can check it that way. But even if those come back negative, I still do a parasite cleanse. Why? Because I've learned over the years that if you don't address parasites and you miss parasites, you are missing it for that person. And I have a responsibility to help people get well, and I will address parasites on every single person who walks in my door.
And on that, we're going to take another quick break, and we're going to close out the show when we get back with Dr. Vaughn Lawrence and Spirit of Health. We'll be right back.
Time for this week's wellness tip from Dr. Vaughn, brought to you by Spirit of Health.
What if the pain you've been living with isn't the problem, but the symptom? Whether it's joint pain, back pain, or inflammation that just won't go away, pain is never the root problem. It's a symptom of something deeper. And too often, the solution we're offered? More pills. Nearly 70% of American adults take at least one prescription drug, and more than 1 in 4 take 4 or more every single day. Pain medications like NSAIDs, acetaminophen, and opioids mask the pain, but they don't heal it. In fact, long-term use can cause hormone imbalances, immune suppression, and even make pain worse over time. I'm Dr. Vaughn from Spirit of Health, and we believe your body was designed to heal. We offer natural solutions for inflammation, professional therapies, and powerful herbal support to reduce pain and restore movement, helping you safely reduce or even get off medications whenever possible. Don't mask your pain with another pill. Let's uncover the real cause and create a plan to get you feeling strong again. Call Spirit of Health today at 816-492-5648 or look us up at spiritofhealthkc.com.
901 Main Street in Grandview, Missouri. We've been talking a lot. Spiritofhealthkc.com. I wanted to mention that it's better if we talked at break. It's better if you go into the store if you don't know what kind of product to get or to get a diagnosis from you.
Right.
But if you need to, you can order all your products online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have pre-made parasite cleanses you can buy online.
Okay, yep. And it's shipped right to your house?
Yep.
It's easy?
And it comes with instructions. There's a whole sheet of instructions, exactly what to do. We're always going to start you slow and titrate up. So in other words, you might start with 1 drop of something and slowly work your way up just to make sure you handle everything okay. And, you know, we're going to take it easy on you.
It's not going to hurt you, but it can also help you. And here's some common symptoms of parasites if you don't know. I mean, if you're experiencing some of these symptoms, and it might not be a parasite, right? Mm-hmm. It might be something else.
Yeah, there can be crossover of symptoms. Yeah.
Abdominal pain, which a lot of people have. Nausea and diarrhea, a lot of people have.
Definitely.
And you don't know if that's a parasite, but could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah. But there's lots of different infectious issues. People have bacterial issues, you know.
I know there's a lot of different
viral issues, parasite issues.
You need to go and find out, because if it is a parasite, because that can cause all those things.
Yeah.
A parasite
I mean, can I tell you what I see? Well, you finish your list. I can tell you what I commonly most see.
Okay. Malnutrition.
Yes.
Okay.
With poor appetite can come with that.
Poor appetite, malnutrition.
Right.
Itching.
Yes. Especially anal itching.
Oh, my God.
I know, but that's pinworms.
Oh, my God.
It's pinworms. Sorry.
Oh, I'm not eating.
Yep. I tell you what you can take for it. Pyrantel pamoate.
What's that?
It's what they give dogs and cats and horses for pinworm.
Oh, my God.
So, see, we treat our animals better than we treat humans, right? The animals have parasites. We know it, so we treat the animals. We deny treatment to humans for the same problems. It is ridiculous.
The last one on the list is anemia, and I think you addressed that before, and that's the protozoa.
Yeah, that's the common one I see is extreme fatigue, extreme weakness. People have been fatigued, weak, and tired for years. The bags under their eyes, they're anemic, and just nobody's given them any
energy
solution. No energy. Yeah, just no energy, and they're just basically non-functional. You know, you might call it chronic fatigue or something like that. And if you're out there and you're chronically fatigued and you've been sick for years, I can guarantee you it's infectious. Now, I can probably guarantee you have a parasite problem, but it's also Lyme disease. Is a problem there?
Is Lyme disease? That's by a tick.
It's a tick.
And that's a parasite.
Well, the tick's a parasite.
Lyme disease.
The Lyme disease itself is Borrelia burgdorferi, which is a bacteria. It's a spirochete bacteria. But the problem is infectious disease, weak immune systems, poor diet, poor lifestyle. We're now susceptible to all these infections. These infections are taking over and living in our bodies, and we feel like poo-poo. And so until we clear the infections out, boost our immune system, we're not going to be feeling better. And Parasites is the first place you start. Can I end with this? Parasites are a host organism. You always treat parasites first. Why? You can treat Lyme, you can treat bacterial issues, you can treat viral issues, all these things. You can get better, and then it comes back and you're sick again. The reason why, if you don't treat parasites are a host organism, which means all of these other diseases and infection lives inside of the parasites. The parasites are the host. So the parasites are hosting viruses, hosting Lyme disease, hosting bacteria in them. And if you don't ever kill the parasite, you'll constantly get reinfected.
And so the treatment would be, after all, the last one we did talk about anemia and stuff, but is that the most common one that you've treated?
Is what, anemia?
Yeah.
Is
chronic fatigue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
for parasites.
That's probably the most common one. Yes.
How many people have you treated for parasites?
Thousands. I don't keep track.
Thousands.
Thousands. I don't keep track. Yeah.
And how many people have you heard from that said, my life is totally different now?
Read our testimonials on our website.
Okay.
Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of testimonials about how people's lives have been changed.
Just for a 18-day cleanse or whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Whether it's Lyme disease or whether it's parasites or whether it's, bacterial issue, whatever it is, but it's almost always infectious disease. And you can read the testimonies. And, a 18-year-old, seizures every day, doesn't have any seizures anymore. He had Lyme disease. There's all those testimonials are on our website.
Dr. Vaughn, I'd really like to thank you for coming in today and joining us. And I think we're going to have to continue this show next time.
Good. It's my favorite topic.
You're going to be in a couple of weeks, but I think it's super, super important for people to understand.
Totally.
How many times have you heard this on the news? Parasites.
No, never.
Never?
No.
So, it's a topic. It's a big problem. We're talking about hundreds of millions of people all over the world.
All over the world. Yep. And in America.
Yep. So it's everywhere. Let's learn the problem. Learn it from Dr. Vaughn Lawrence, Spirit of Health, spiritofhealthkc.com for more information. Right on Main Street in Grandview, Missouri, 5901. And by the way, anytime you want to call, they'll give you, 15-minute consultation?
Yeah, we do free 15-minute discovery calls. So anybody can sign up for that for free. Yep.
Right. So 816-492-5648. Call them now, because what do you have to lose?
Right.
We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday with another show. This is Kansas City.